We're here at Holkham Estate with my good friend Jake Fiennes. Jake is the General Manager of Conservation here at Holkham, and he's also a Director of Holkham National Nature Reserve. I've known Jake for a good few years now. Jake has got a background in estate management, many years as a gamekeeper before that. But actually, most importantly, Jake is passionate about wildlife. He's passionate about finding ways to marry commercial agriculture and biodiversity and the sustainability of wildlife habitat within the commercial farming landscape. So Jake's going to show us around today. He's going to talk to us a bit about what he's doing here at Holkham and what more we can do to support wildlife within the commercial farming landscape. So we've just come out of the wind, but we've just had a look at a field on the other side of this hedgerow, Jake. You just showed us that you've taken, quite a lot of ground out of production on the margin of the field and in the corner. You talked about field realignment. Can you just explain to us what you're doing in that field and why you're doing it?
So there are two main reasons for doing that. The first reason is to make the farm economically sustainable and efficient. So where we've invested in machinery, we want to make sure that machinery is working at 100% all of the time. By doing that and by squaring the fields up to suit our machinery, we then create spaces within the field that we don't want to commercially farm. So these are parts of the fields that we want to recreate hay meadows. We want to have areas for birds to breed in. We want to have foraging areas for insects and butterflies, but we also want to have areas to sustain our overwintering migratory birds through the winter, so additional food sources. Nature needs food 365 days a year, and if we farm the entire landscape in monoculture, we then lose its integrity. So the aim of this is to use this model and to apply it across the country, and then we will see the readdressing of the balance.
Amazing. I mean, would I be right in saying that traditionally or historically we would have seen, this crop sown right up to the edge of the hedgerow, and instead of doing that, you're basically leaving space for nature and readdressing the balance.
Exactly. So you can actually see down here where the old furrow, so where the plough has gone into the soil to invert it, it creates a groove, and that's where it historically would have been farmed up. So suddenly, and it's only a small percentage of the farm, so I'm not proposing that we remove the entire farm and we stop producing food, but nature doesn't require that much, and if we can just give it a little bit, it will embrace it.
And it may be a little bit of ground, but it supports such a myriad of, such an array of wildlife and insects that we've already seen.
Exactly. I'm just standing here, I've counted 6 species of butterfly. What's not to like?
That's brilliant. The right Wellington boot brand, and for the record, we haven't given these boots to Jake. He just happens to be wearing the right brand. How long have you been wearing the Chameaux for?
I've been wearing Chameaux for about 25 years plus.
Brilliant.
I find them very comfortable.
Yeah.
I find them, they hold their warmth. I don't have cold feet. Yeah. And they're durable, so they will last me. One pair will last me years. Yeah. And on a cost per wear basis, actually, it kind of stacks up.
Well, thank you, Jake, for a really interesting morning. I was looking forward to it. I knew it was going to be interesting. It's great to meet somebody who's, obviously so passionate about this, so passionate about changing our approach to farming in the UK. And it's amazing to see what you've achieved already in the short period of time that you've been here. I'm excited to see what you have up your sleeve and what you can produce here at Holkham. Do you think, Jake, that we could be at a turning point? Do you think this could be a turning point in the way that we view agriculture and how farmers view wildlife?
We are at a turning point. The Brexit process was instigated that turning point. Taking back the control of our agricultural policy is the turning point. We will see when we exit the extension has passed. The extension period has passed. We are leaving Europe at the end of 2020. We will then Treasury will take control of how we fund and support our farmers, but also enhance our biodiversity. So this is a great moment for all of us to see what is possible. So what we've seen today is achievable. it's not necessarily costly. It can be efficient and it can be sustainable. So I want to get in a train in 10 years' time and go from one end of the country to the other and see it for myself. And I think this is really going to happen. If we look at the proposals from DEFRA with the Environmental Land Management Scheme to pay farmers, landowners, to pay them to deliver a service. Those services include clean water, healthy soils, biodiversity, health and well-being. And farmers, landowners will do this. They can do it. The next generation is really up for it.
Yeah.
So it is exciting times. This is really a moment of seismic shift. The paradigm shift following COVID and the importance of our biodiversity and our health and well-being and experiencing these wonderful, beautiful places, whether it's the farm landscape or here we are in the middle of the nature reserve.
Yeah.
It's just something for all of us and for all of society to be aware that it's being well looked after.
Well, it's been brilliant to see. I just hope that, I hope there are a lot more Jake Fiennes out there who are passionate about wildlife.
An army of individuals really keen and determined to make this happen. So I have friends and colleagues that I know really want to create this ambition that government has instituted.
Yeah, well, it's brilliant to see. So, thank you very much, Jake. It's been fascinating. Really, really enjoyed it, and it's been really good to catch up.